Hello and
Hi.
welcome. We are Creative Typo. I'm Richard, your game master. Today we're playing Crown of the Oathbreaker, created by Elderbrain. With me is our brave group of adventurers. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nico, and I am playing the Frenzied Mutant Bugbear Barbarian named Sett.
I'm Tisha. I'm playing Ponsonby Fangofen, the Circle of the Savage Blood Druid Water Genasi.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Shucky ducky. Hi, I am Jonathan. I'll be playing Brevanius Rothschild, the Congregation Domain Cleric.
And I am Adam, and I am playing Thotark, the Bugbear, Entropist Sorcerer. I'm a dusty boy.
So we are currently at the beginning of Chapter 2 of the campaign, last playing through the conclusion of Chapter 1, Blood on the Crown. Would anyone like to recap what happened last time?
So a lot happened.
I know, it's kind of hard to remember, isn't it?
Yeah, Ponsonby became friends with the princess, which was peculiar in itself because she looked busted. And we had to deal with the dark black angels or something like that. And then we were in a tournament. In that tournament, some of us did better than others. I know I did really well in the tournament, and we got some cool prizes. On top of that, we found out that someone was out to get the king. And then the king got killed by, I guess, what we consider his first wife. Yeah? Was it the first wife?
Do we know it?
So as far as like what you could tell, she definitely looked to be his first wife.
Yeah, like we gathered the clues, we solved the riddle. She was pissed. She took his soul, and now he's in hell with her.
I think that pretty much sums it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the princess and queen were wildly indifferent to the fact that he was dead, like wildly. To which we considered them either cohorts in his demise, or maybe like rich in fame and money just makes you like detached from like things such as love and sympathy and empathy. So, there we go.
Yeah. The princess is pretty terrible. And Ponsonby is really trying to be a good influence on her. She recognizes that sometimes terrible people just need love.
Sometimes.
But okay, I mean, because like Philip, like the question is that your dad's dead, you don't care. Does that person need love, or do they need like a therapist?
I also had one thing to add. We went to a funeral for the king, right? And then a magic glaive started chopping people up out of nowhere. And then
Ponsonby did. Ponsonby
Yes,
did.
that is true. Yes,
Yeah.
Ponsonby went. The rest of you did not.
And
The rest of us
Ponsonby,
fucked off.
yeah, was trying to stop the glaive, but the queen and princess were like, "Nah, we don't care about the glaive." That's where, yeah.
You just know because Ponsonby told you about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Larissa said white lilies are her favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Is Larissa the queen?
Yes, Azenar's, or Waldron Azenar's second wife.
Yeah, the one that looks like Angela from The Office.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is that the mother of Aquafina, or is the first wife the mother of Aquafina?
Afina is Larissa's daughter.
Okay, all right. And then Sett, Thotark, and Bibi were researching as to why the king was corrupt. And then the glaive. And then we leveled up.
Yes. You leveled up to 6. And before we get any further, because I know it's been a long time and I'm sure everybody forgets because I forget if I don't have it written down like I do. Everybody draw Cardic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or actually, as my note says, Cardiac.
Queen of Clubs.
10 of hearts.
So far, Nico's the only one that can follow instructions.
Okay.
Six
Wait,
of
wait.
hearts.
Wait, what?
Oh, did I not follow instructions?
No. I mean, because I told you to draw Cardiac and you drew clubs. Why?
And I drew a heart.
Oh.
I drew a heart too.
Well, I said, yeah, I'm sorry. I drew the Queen of Spades because I'm a queen.
Very good.
I know.
All right. So, now that we have done that, I guess why not? Let's go ahead and make a decision here and now. Why not? Do we actually want to try and do some kind of brief once over of like level up stuff?
What do you mean? Like, just tell everyone what we got?
Yeah, just go around the table and like people just talk about what they got in the level up.
I
Oh,
do
shucky
not
ducky.
remember.
I got this. Like, trying to decipher what's new now is weird for me. Hold on.
And if you don't want to, we don't have to, and we don't necessarily have to do it right now. We could possibly do it later if we want.
I vote for. I'm not going to do this.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree. We did
Yeah, I
cover it
don't-
in the last session.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
I didn't really
we
get
covered
anything.
our upgrades. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's hard to remember. It's been a while. Anyway, all right. So, last we left, Ponsonby came back from the funeral, told you about what happened there, and shortly thereafter, you actually get a summons from Lord Monder to come and meet him at his house.
It seems that we have a summons from the Lord Monder. Should we heed his call and go to see him?
I have a quick question. How long has it been?
Let's say this is maybe about 2 days after the funeral. Like
Okay.
enough time that you had maybe a little bit of downtime, but like it's not very long after.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should go. I got one thing though that I need to bring up to y'all, and I kind of got some things already happening to kind of cover it up. But Bibi, you're probably not going to be too happy about this, but trust me, I did this not allow things to fall into the wrong hands. I during all the chaos, I stole the sword and shield from the king.
You did what?
Well, he was dead. He wasn't using them anymore, and I figured with that burning demon lady, probably didn't want her to have the sword and shield, so I took it upon myself to protect the items. So, gonna need the three of you. Need your help.
Bibi looks at Ponsonby and Sett, and looks at all three of you, and then is like, "Y'all do know that like those were the kings, so people are going to notice them when we take them out to use them, or is that not our goal?"
Yeah, I don't think we need to use them for sure. But
So then, why
I've-
do we
I've-
have them?
well, I've already disguised the shield. It's all wrapped up and everything. It's kind of hard for me to carry him around all the time, though.
Do we intend to take it back to the king's burial place and bury it with the king?
I think we should hold on to it for now, till we know what's going on. I think it's best in our hands. The sword, I got a blacksmith contact that does things for me on the side. They don't know about the sword at all, but they're crafting something that'll go over the blade and disguise it. So I just gave them the dimensions.
I'm looking. Is anyone okay? Like, are we all just okay with this? Someone.
I think it's a great idea to keep it. I mean, rich people are always trying to take their money with them to the grave. I mean, why do rich people need rich things when they're dead? Does us way more good.
Or maybe we can use it to, like, barter with the princess and the queen. I don't know. It feels weird taking a dead guy's stuff, but, you know, one that was the king, and...
It feels weird taking a dead guy's stuff, but it's not weird to barter it with the dead guy's family. Like, I don't... all of your morals are fucked. Like,
Well,
what do y'all mean?
No, what I'm saying is, you know, we can pretend like, oh my gosh, we found these, took them from somebody who was stealing stuff, and here you go, and like present it and like make them, you know, like us. You know, the ends justify the means. Haven't you heard that?
I have, but I just feel like that's really...
Okay,
I'm gonna go pray on this, and y'all do what y'all need to do.
Yeah, what would the Redeemer do?
The Redeemer would have already sent this back to the dead man who's dead.
But he's...
Yeah, but...
What's he gonna do with it?
That demon lady, that or the fire angel person, I don't know what she is, but we don't need it to fall into her hands or those demons' hands. Like, obviously something was going wrong with the burial place, because Ponsonby told us about that. We can't let it fall into the wrong hands, I think.
If you believe that your hands are capable of keeping these precious items safe, then I will once again turn a blind eye to these very morally gray areas.
Well, see, I was kind of thinking your hands might be safer.
I will not touch this.
What if we like turn one in and keep the other? Like, that way we're all happy.
No, that doesn't make me happy. We should give everything away because it wasn't ours to begin with. We didn't earn these items.
I mean, in a way, we did. We paid
hard.
taxes in this. We pay taxes in this city, so it's really our money that made these.
I don't pay taxes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
see? He doesn't pay taxes.
Yeah.
but you and I
maybe-
do, Bibi.
Maybe sales tax, but I mean, we don't really have a choice there.
Once
Well,
again,
sometimes.
blind eye, morally gray.
Okay.
I'll have at it, friends.
Well, does somebody else want to carry it? Because
I'll
my
carry
back's
them.
hurting.
For right
Okay.
now, unless someone wants them.
Yeah, I got them wrapped up, so they can't see them. Nobody's going to be able to tell what they are.
Are they magical?
Oh, definitely. Don't use them, though.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. I'm making the sword a blunt weapon, just so you know.
What if the sword is cursed? Like, you know, if we think that the queen and the princess were trying to like harm the king, maybe they cursed the sword and stuff.
Well, then I'm cursed. I mean, can't get much worse. Hey, you
Just
see my
consequences.
skin, right?
Well, we shall find our quickest way to Lord Monder. Please, brothers, keep that under wraps. I would prefer that we do not have nobility knowing that we have these weapons and shields. I'm gonna go, and I guess y'all could just catch up with me, right? All right.
Oh, right behind you.
All right, so y'all are heading to Lord Monder's house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We'll just move y'all to that area of the map.
Are these items in Foundry?
They are. I have put them into Thotark's inventory. At
Yeah,
least
can
they
I
should be.
pass him? Can I pass him? Or do you have to do it?
I might have to do it for you.
No worries. I got it noted. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it's a Falcon Blade and Spriggan Shield.
But yeah, if you need me to change it from person to person, just let me know and I can do it. All right.
See if I can
So-
drag it. Oh, go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
So first thing that you notice as you start getting closer to Lord Monder's house is that there seem to be a lot of the Knights of the Crown that are patrolling around the area, which strikes you as a bit odd. Like normally they haven't been so at guard here. And if anybody wants to roll an insight check.
Nope.
For insight, Brivanius rolled a 12.
Nat 20.
Yes.
Okay, so Brivanius doesn't really notice anything weird aside from that. Ponsonby and Thotark, you would realize that these knights in particular seem to be incredibly anxious, like beyond even just normal guard duty, looking out for things. Like they seem to be pretty stressed out.
Hey, is anybody else getting the feeling everybody's on edge around here? Especially the guards. They're very anxious.
Do you think it could be because of the king's recent passing?
I'd imagine so.
Should we talk to them?
Yeah,
I
think we should.
And see what the hubbub is about. Well, I flag down. Hey, Mr. Soldier Man, like hi. And I say, it is us four, the we. I am Bibi. We have Thotark, Sett, and Ponsonby. And we've noticed that there is a lot of tension going in the air amongst the guards and the soldiers of this great town kingdom. What say you?
Well, hail and well met, but I suppose it's probably because all of us are feeling perhaps a bit inadequate. It's not every day that when you're charged with protecting the king that you end up letting the king die.
Yeah, I'm surprised you all still have jobs. I mean,
Well-
there's no king. Who are you guarding?
To be fair, I think that is also a part of our stress.
Makes sense.
Things are still a little up in the air until the coronation.
What are you gonna do if you lose your job?
Well, I don't know. I thought about maybe being a baker.
Huh, that sounds cool. You like bread or cakes or?
I'm more into pies.
Okay, a lot of
Savory
chemistry.
and sweet.
Oh, savory pies. That's just weird.
And sweet.
All right.
Well,
Sweet
not the
pies.
same pie. Like some savory pies and some sweet pies. Maybe occasionally one that's savory and sweet.
Like what is that I heard one time I was traveling and it's called like mincemeat, but it's not meat, it's actually fruit.
Yes. Mince, in fact.
That sounds gross.
Well, I suppose to each their own.
You
So-
like mincemeat pie?
Oh, yes. I love the stuff. Grew up on it.
I'm gonna leave. Bye.
Oh, okay. Very well.
have
Have
a-
a nice day.
Hello. So, the question that I had for you was, the combatant that took the king's life. Do y'all do, I guess, in this world, background checks on each individual contestant that comes through? What is the vetting process, if you will, to find out if these people are safe? How do we ensure that this does not happen again?
Well, I suppose that is probably above my pay grade and may or may not be my problem much longer.
Yeah, he's gonna be a baker, remember, and make gross meat pies.
Thank you, thank you, Ponsonby. So, okay, my last question is did anyone know about this night, this black night, before they came? Maybe they had a legend of themselves from far off lands or something, or was it just really the Black Knight came, no one questioned her, and she just murdered the king?
Well, I mean, there were at least some preliminary searches for able contestants. I mean, the idea is that you want to have capable contestants to be able to combat each other. I don't really know that process. I wasn't a part of it, but I would imagine that there was at least some amount of vetting, at least of their martial prowess.
And did you hear that the princess and the current reigning queen, they have been... What do you think of their current behavior?
Well, I've not really interacted with them much. I typically am more here with Lord Monder, and I've not had much interaction with them, especially here of late. I've been really here on duty.
Ah, you have been most useful, thank you. Thank you. We will go and speak to Lord Monder. We have been summoned by him at this very moment, so you have
yes. Very well. He is inside of his study.
Thank you. I look over at Ponsonby, Sett, and Thotark, and I say, away we shall go. Away!
Ponsonby has to catch up to you all. And as she's passing this guard, says, maybe you can make, an apple and pear pie? That kind of sounds nice.
Actually, that does sound very nice.
Yeah. So, you don't have any other information on that dude? Did you hear about that crazy, or that wild glaive that was, floating around at the funeral and stuff? There's no, information you have about any of that?
Well, I don't know a lot about it myself, but I have heard some rumors. Some are saying that it's the ghost of the king's son, Krasnar, that's restless.
Krasnar? Who's saying that?
Just rumors they're being passed amongst the barracks.
Okay. Ghost of... How did Krasnar die?
Well, nobody knows. He just was gone one day. Nobody really knows what happened to him.
And the king and the queen, they didn't have a funeral or anything, so maybe he didn't die?
Well, I don't really know. He went missing, and I mean, after years, it was just decided that he must be dead.
That's fair.
So no one found a body?
No, I'm afraid not.
Body, no crime.
That's not how...
I mean, yeah, we definitely aren't, concerned about that because we wouldn't have done any crimes whatsoever.
Right.
But,
And then Thotark walks away, but Thotark has 2 hand axes, 4 javelins, a great axe, an adamantine spear, a giant sword, and a giant shield strapped to his back. He's like, yeah, no crimes. And just clink, clink, clink.
Okay. Well, if you know of anybody we could, talk to about maybe that would have more information about that Black Knight.
Well, I'm sure that that Lord Monder has been looking into it. I mean, after all, this was his charge more than any of ours.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, it was nice meeting you. I really don't think that you're going to build a business off of mincemeat pies, but that apple and pear, look into it. And she walks off.
Well, definitely take it into consideration. Thank you. Okay. So you'll go on in to see Lord Monder?
Yes.
Yeah,
Nope.
per usual, Sett is going to stay back toward the door, like away from the royalty people.
Okay.
Give space. But yeah, I'll go inside this time.
So y'all go into the study. Y'all have been there before. The butler will show you in easily. Hey, glad you could come. So, as I'm sure you're aware, there's a lot of bad stuff that's been going on here. It's been pretty rough on us these last few days, especially with, failing in our duties and everything. I can't say that spirits are very high. And tensions are definitely at a peak at this point, I would say. So the reason I called you here, as I'm sure you're wondering, is that the coronation ceremony is actually coming up here shortly. And I'm wanting to try and get some more information about what's going on. I do believe that all of this is tied to a cult. I think the same one that likely you met with out at the old grinder. And I'd like to get you to maybe do some investigation on my behalf. Of course, should you accept, I would like to pay you for your services. And especially with the uncertainty that we're going into, I will gladly pay up front.
So would we be investigating the grinder again?
No, I doubt that they would be back out there. I'm thinking that first we should probably start with the coronation ceremony. I can't help but shake the feeling that whatever is going on is probably going to be tied to that as well.
And at the coronation ceremony, it will be Princess Afina to be coronated.
Yes.
So would you like for us on the day of the coronation to bodyguard?
Well, perhaps not bodyguard as such, but kind of keep eyes out and generally be able to be a little more inconspicuous than any of the Knights of the Crown. It would be very difficult for my men to be snooping around without notice.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, don't the cultists have like a robe or something that kind of camouflages them?
So, I believe you're probably thinking of the golden masks,
Right.
but as far as I'm aware, I don't think that there's any link between the two currently.
Okay. So on the day of the coronation, we are to be there. We are to keep watch for any suspicious activity and then proceed accordingly. I assume you would like us to handle it quietly as to not interrupt the coronation.
Yes, I mean, obviously we want to be as least disruptive as possible.
I'm kind
Yeah, we're
of
good at that.
being I've kind of gotten a little bit of an in with the princess. Maybe I can get her to invite me to be like towards the front. That way I'm inconspicuous.
Well, perhaps so. I mean, if needed, I can get all four of you into the ceremony. But if you have your own means of getting in, I suppose that may be even better.
Okay. Well, then that is what we will do. We will all be there at the ceremony, and we will keep watch.
Are you concerned for the safety of the princess?
At this point, I'm not really sure of what to think. I just know that in my bones, I can feel that something big is going to happen. This all seems to be the part of some kind of larger plot, and I doubt that it's over. We see a concerning period of history unfolding before our eyes. I want you to witness it, be part of it, and, if needed, act upon it.
Can I roll insight on him right now?
Yeah.
Because it just seems like I understand plot, but also it's giving very much he's the big thing that's about to happen in this period of history. I'm rolling a 17.
So the 17, you feel like he's being pretty earnest, that he does have some kind of a gut instinct that something's going on, but he really has no clue what it might be. And he's just trying to, I guess, kind of hedge his bets, like trying to get things in place to deal with whatever this upcoming threat may be.
Okay. It's giving very much like better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lord Monder, it has come to my attention some of your guards have been speaking of a few things that have happened as of late. Would you happen to know about the king's first wife?
Well, of course. I was one of her guards.
Why would she come back from the dead or wherever she was and kill her ex-husband in such a way?
Well, that, I think, is one of the biggest mysteries here. I don't know of any ill will between the two of them. I don't think she really had any grudge against the king. And, I mean, she was always so kind. I don't really see that it makes any sense to me. And, in fact, I doubt that she would have made her way back on her own. I think that there must be some kind of foul play at hand.
Do you think that it may also, could there be a possibility that it is she holds a grudge, an otherworldly grudge against her husband for the loss of her son?
Well, I couldn't even begin to really guess. I have no idea what it would be like for a mother to lose her son, and I couldn't even pretend to. So, I mean, perhaps.
What was Krasnar like when he was around?
Well, he was quite valiant, always wanting to go out and adventure and kind of be the hero. And oftentimes he was allowed to. He was actually quite a good combatant.
What was he doing when he went missing?
I'm afraid I don't really know. At the time, I guess he was going out to a few different diplomatic missions where he was going out to meet with various different leaders, but there was just one that he did not come back from. I'm afraid I don't have much detail on it, but nothing was ever found to my knowledge.
Would you happen to know anyone that was close to him? Maybe a good friend, a good hunting buddy, a sparring partner?
Unfortunately not. I mean, I don't think there would be anybody closer than, of course, his family, but woefully at this point, all of the ones that would have been close with him are now deceased.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Thank you for this very illuminating information that you've given us. We know what our job is. We have 2 days until the coronation. Until then, I guess we could go. And I look over at Sett, Thotark, and Ponsonby, and I say, I guess we could go find something.
Maybe we can go look at where the king is buried, and maybe see if we can find anything associated with that magical glaive. Maybe it'll come out again.
And we end up chopped up like the rest of them?
Well, I didn't get chopped up.
True. Oh, you are correct. Okay. You are correct. Well, is that our goal? Shall we go to the king's resting place?
I don't know. So, I mean, I guess we can like walk out of the room. I don't know if there's more questions we should be asking Monder. You know, I'm curious about the son that disappeared, right? Because it's been very obvious that no body was found.
Right.
And all of a sudden there's this cult, and then the missing, presumed dead son's dead mother comes back and is angry and kills the father. So I don't know if I'm spinning things into something that isn't real, or if I'm...
What do you mean? Like, because what are you thinking?
Well, what I'm thinking is the son has something to do with the cult, and he's leading the cult, and he's angry at his father for something, and that's why he killed his father with some sort of magical something that made it look like it was his dead mother.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my thoughts are.
So I think right now, and I apologize, Sarah, but we probably need to go ahead and go to a short break because I am really bad about keeping track of time. But yeah, let's take it away, Sarah. And we're back. Hey.
So
y'all are still in there talking to Monder.
So, Lord Monder, you mentioned pay up front. What were you thinking?
Well, what I've got here that I can give you right now is 500 gold each.
All right, so about 2,000 gold. I think that's a reasonable amount up front. That covers the danger expenses that we may be brought on. What about any extra information that we come across or individuals that might be involved?
Well, ideally, we would like to get as many captives alive as possible. It's kind of hard to get information from dead people. Not impossible, mind you, but definitely more difficult.
I'm pretty sure we can accommodate a less lethal approach, and let's say 300 a head on top of it after.
So 300 per captive that you can bring in?
Yes.
I think that sounds agreeable.
Alive or dead,
we got a
or
deal.
just alive?
Alive.
Alive.
I believe that is a... did the three of you have any objections?
No, I do not. I feel that if we were to bring these captives in alive, that they may serve their penance by giving you the answers that you deserve, Lord Monder, then that is a worthy price.
We have a deal, Lord Monder.
Yes, of course.
Now, excuse me, Lord Monder, we have to have a meeting. We must discuss. We must discuss what our next plans are. So, if you could please, this is very personal and private to us. If you could please escort yourself out, that'd be most appreciated.
This way.
Well,
I point toward the door.
Well, you realize this is my study, right? Like,
You
I
realize
have other rooms if you would like to discuss.
I'm sorry, this room is just very appropriate for what we desire to do right now, and this is a very intense meeting that we are going to have. So thank you, Lord Monder. You have been an amazing host. Now, please escort yourself out.
Well, I guess that's okay. It's definitely strange. I haven't seen much with this before. I think I'll just go grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, because we might have some questions afterwards, so leaving us in here so we can ask you questions after we have this meeting might be good. Makes sense. You're one person, we're four.
Very well, then. and
Ah.
he'll exit the room.
Just as he's exiting, I walk over and open up a decanter full of whiskey. You said it was a study, so I assume he's got a bar in here.
Oh, he definitely has a bar in here.
I just start pouring myself a drink like before the door even closes.
I give you the signal to get me to.
pour one for everyone.
So, companions, we have come to a crossroads. I say that our immediate order of business is going to Princess Afina and her mother and finding out the pertinent information. But it seems that you all have other wishes, and I would like to hear them out.
Yeah, based on what Ponsonby was saying about the princess's demeanor and everything she was saying after her father died, I can't help but feel that the princess has, maybe the queen too, has something to do with what's going on. I feel like if we go and talk with them and start poking around there, it might put a target on our back to them.
I didn't get that far in my thought process, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but what if I think we would just have to be careful, right? Talking to the princess and stuff and how we speak, like not going in accusatory and, just being like, hey, princess, we're good buddies. I heard that you had a brother once.
I mean, that might be better coming from you, Ponsonby, since we don't have as good of a relationship with her as you.
Well, the princess really likes pranks. So, not on her, but on other people. So maybe if we set up a prank on one of her guards, she would be, like, super welcoming to all of us.
I set the drinks down on the table and I said,
I don't know. Royalty can't be trusted.
Yeah, I get it. Like, I don't trust the princess. But I think that being on the princess's good side is where we need to be at this moment, royalty can't be trusted, but you would rather have the people with the hammer on your side, at least a little bit, than not.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think we should be on guard when we're around them.
Totally. And then the other idea was to go to the king's burial place and look around because, like I said, that glaive, just magically came out. Maybe if we do some investigation out there, we can see, like, maybe somebody was behind the scenes, like, casting a spell or something. A really badass spell, I will say. Like, wow. I wish I could do something like that. But something, I mean... do you believe in ghosts? I don't believe in ghosts.
We saw a ghost.
We literally fought ghosts.
Yeah, we did see a ghost.
Yeah, I don't think they're real.
You pulled that thing out of the dead guy and then a ghost attacked me?
Yeah, in the basement. It scared Bibi. Oh, no, it scared Sett. I think it scared all of us.
I think it was a spell. I don't think it was an actual ghost, right?
Swear to gods. All the gods. It was a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Same kind of ghost as that fire lady.
Yeah, but I mean, those could all be spells. I mean, we can explain this with, chemistry.
Oh no, I'm definitely all for
when you crumple up a diamond in your hand and then suddenly there's like two of you.
You think that the
there might be some spell components left behind. Maybe it'll give us some insight.
You think that the powers vested in me by the Redeemer is mere chemistry? Yes,
I didn't
Ponsonby?
say that. But the powers vested in you didn't give you the power to create a whole person that looked like a dead wife that murdered the widower husband. I mean, did the powers vested in you give you that power?
No, they didn't. But I do believe that with good training, that can happen.
You think that you could totally make a whole knight that looks like a dead lady that can murder a king and not get caught? You think that if you had enough training, you could do that?
I would never. I will not answer this question. It feels morally bankrupt.
Okay. I am going to actually cast a major image, and I'm going to create that lady right on top of the table in between all of us.
It's
It's
a
not
ghost.
that hard,
Ghost.
but this one can't kill anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, look, and Ponsonby jumps through it. Like, does a somersault in the air.
And it disappears when you
through
do.
the lady. Yeah. I mean, that's chemistry.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
So we have matters to tend to.
Ponsonby is a druid.
it took a little bit of fleece, and yeah.
Yeah, you combine these two things together, and then boom, a reaction happens, and there's a lady. That's what I'm thinking is happening with the lady, and I'm not saying that she's a ghost. That's why I'm saying that she's probably not a ghost, because that obviously wasn't that dead lady right there. That was something that... But maybe there's some remnants, right? Look at that burnt spot on the ground from him burning that hemp or whatever it was.
It's fleece, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Some sort of fabric stuff.
Can we take a vote? Do we want to go talk to Princess Afina and her mother, or do we want to go to the King's Grave?
I'll abstain. I'm good with either.
Okay.
I think we'd
well-
have time for both in 2 days.
Okay, then where shall we go first?
Before we talk with anybody, I vote that we go to the burial place first, the tomb or whatever it is.
Sett, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I also think we could go to where the fights were, at some point during the next 2 days, and see if any guards saw any potential cultists around.
Then let that be what we do. Let's go to the grave.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all open Monder's study back up.
Take
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Do
you
we
just
have
gonna
any
walk
other
out with
additional questions for Monder?
Well, I got to get the money from him.
I mean, I tried asking him about the old queen, the son. Like he doesn't know anything.
I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
over to the door and down the whiskey, like making eye contact with Lord Monder, and they're like, "All right, yeah, we're done now. So, take the 2,000 gold now, and we'll get out of your hair." Well, I mean, sorry, you're kind of bald, but
Well, that's okay. The hair down here is a little more important anyway.
yeah.
Where?
Did you
Was
not
he-
Beard. He's
Did you not see me stroking my
Oh.
beard?
All right. Wasn't looking at the camera.
And by the way, it's a really fine whiskey, isn't it?
oh yeah, it's rather great. Mine, when we're done with this, mind throwing in a bottle of that too.
I like the way you think. Definitely one of my favorites, and I hope it becomes one of yours as well.
Appreciate it.
Well, here is the 2,000 gold, and I guess I will see you at the coronation ceremony.
Yeah, we're gonna go investigate a little bit before then too. So,
Well, very well. Is there anything else you needed, or?
I feel like there's something that we're missing asking him, but
Didn't I have like some people under his watch? Like,
Ooh, I know
yeah,
what I want to ask him.
yeah, didn't we send some people back and they're in a jail cell?
yeah. But
Ah,
also,
Yeah.
what does he know about the cult? Because all we're getting is like basic information. Like he knows nothing. And how is he the king's guard and he's the head and he knows zero information about these people?
Well,
That's what we're investigating.
No.
well, we have been trying to get every bit of information that we can from him. It has been slow going, to say the least. Suffice it to say that of everything that we have been able to gang so far, we have not been able to draw any kind of links between them and the Raven Knight that killed the king.
Yeah.
So, Lord Monder, you've been closely monitoring the princess, right?
I've been trying to keep an eye whenever I can, but I am a little bit conspicuous whenever I am going somewhere. It is perhaps a bit unusual for me to be guarding her closely at this time. Perhaps after the coronation, it will be a little more normal and I'll be able to perform a little more investigation on my own. But so far, I'm trying to keep as low a profile as possible.
Has anybody been reporting any suspicious activity
Well, there's
around the princess?
nothing that I've really heard that is outside of the ordinary. I'm sure, as you're aware, the princess has perhaps a somewhat cruel temperament.
Yeah.
And there have definitely been many reports of that, but I wouldn't say that that's any new information.
Yeah, I agree. Do you suspect that anybody in royalty currently in royalty is involved in any of this?
So, I dare not really put words to it, but I do have my suspicions, and that is at least part of why I would like you to have an eye on what's going on at the coronation.
Oh, yeah. You hired the right eyes.
Yes, thank you. And again, I am hoping that perhaps you will be able to act in ways that we as the knights would not be able to.
As long as we also have your protection if something does go wrong and we have to act out of ways that you normally wouldn't.
Well, I suppose it probably depends on the situation somewhat, but if it is within my power at all, you will have all the help I can get.
All right. Thank you. I'm done. I'll set the glass down and walk away with the money.
Okay. Everybody going with him? Everybody just
Yeah.
wants to chill.
Oh
here?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I'll go.
Just have like whiskey hour.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now we're done with business.
Let's get a drink on.
All right, so where are y'all headed?
On our way out, I'm gonna step up next to a one of the guards and say,
Hey, I think I'm gonna be looking for a property soon. Do you know a good real estate agent that kind of works this area?
Real estate?
Yeah, somebody that'll sell me a house.
Well, suppose the owner would have to sell you the house.
Oh, are there any abandoned houses? That's how it works.
Well, I mean, if it's abandoned, you probably don't have too many people to worry about, but I'm not sure.
Oh, all right, thanks.
and I'll walk away.
Hey,
Maybe
Pretty realistic.
a city tour guide or a local bard.
To point you to like a house that's abandoned.
I don't know
Mhm.
what. I think Nico's looking for like information about the area. Or
I was just looking for like a base of operations for us that wasn't a tavern where everybody keeps seeing us coming and going.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That mansion that we cleaned out and got the cold bone from that's not in the city, is it?
No, but I think the house where we got duped by the flower people, that was an empty house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The last time you went there, it was
The
completely empty.
feather people.
Feather people.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the feather people, yeah.
Yeah, the last time you went by there, it was completely empty.
We haven't had good luck in a tavern, so
Yeah. Yeah, we have not.
that's kind of wanting to move our base of operation away from a tavern.
Oh, we'd have to replace the doorknob because I destroyed it.
You touched it. Are we heading to the gravesite?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all are going to the royal cemetery, the royal mausoleum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all head out there. You go down into the catacombs, and looking around, you don't really see anything out of place. It seems like things were cleaned up a little bit since the funeral. Like the bits of rubble have been removed and such. The statue of Prince Krasnar is without a glaive at this point, as it was destroyed in the kerfuffle.
So Ponsonby, when you were here and the glaive was like whoosh, 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 like what did it look like? Did it almost get you?
Yeah, it almost got me, but I like flipped out of the way and stuff. It got some people, but then I beat it up. Right? Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So
Awesome.
what y'all ended up doing, just as kind of a refresher, is y'all ended up destroying the glaive that the statue was holding, which dissipated the spiritual glaive.
Yeah.
And that's all cleaned up now.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird. It was like there was this glaive on the statue, and it matched the glaive that was attacking people. And then when we went and destroyed the glaive on the statue, it destroyed that. So that was like a summoning spot for that spiritual glaive. So I think they would probably have to be kind of close to, maybe within 90 feet of that of the actual glaive of the statue. Maybe they would have had to touch it.
I'll start looking around for Sett's not super bright, but he does have a very magical brother. So I'm gonna start looking around for any magic stuff that might look out of place.
Yeah, maybe look at the statue itself. Ponsonby's gonna look at the statue itself.
So y'all look pretty extensively, and you don't really see anything that really points to any kind of magics being used or anything of that nature. It seems like if there was something magical behind this, then it probably is not here anymore.
Dead end.
Can we... Did we see the king's body when it was being, or was it just like a... when Ponsonby went to the funeral, did she see the king's actual body?
I'd say that there was a wake before the funeral in which you were able to see the body. Yes.
Can we divine what type of magic was used in his wound?
So as it is right now, like you wouldn't be able to, and I would say that you didn't really have an opportunity to before the funeral.
Can I do a general perception or investigation around this room to see if anything seems odd?
So it's really kind of more of the same. You don't really
Okay.
find anything that seems like any kind of evidence to you. Like everything seems pretty normal as far as mausoleums go.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think you're right. This is a dead end.
Then our next order of business is to talk to... Oh, did we want to go back to the area of the contest?
The Colosseum.
The Colosseum. I think it was you, Sett, that said that.
Yeah. Thotark, maybe we could bribe some of the guards and get some information?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe see who let in the Black Knight, if they noticed anything odd. Also, remember there was that one guy that had his, like, suit cut and stuff.
Yeah.
You know
The
what?
shop owner.
Golfa's people might have seen something. I don't know how much Golfa was rigging the games or anything, but I'm sure he had a lot of people doing things around. They might have seen something we didn't.
All right, let's go to the Colosseum next.
I'm
Stupid.
thinking of the right person, Golfa, right?
Golfa is the head of the gambling house in town.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, he was the one taking bets.
So you're all heading to the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you get there. It actually doesn't really seem to be attended right now. Like you think it's probably only really attended for events. So right now it's pretty much just vacant.
Okay. If we go and investigate the ground around where the princess was and the king, do we see anything there?
So nothing that really points to anything that you didn't already know. You definitely see some like bits of blood kind of still on the actual ground out there. You also see like maybe some kind of scorch marks in the ground from where the queen demon, the Raven Knight, basically left. It kind of left some scorching into the ground there.
Okay.
Oh, dang. Maybe there really are ghosts. Was there like a getting ready room, like a locker room, medieval locker room?
Yeah, I'd say there are at least a couple of like gathering places like inside. Yeah.
Do we remember where the Black Knight was before the fight?
So I mean, you saw them a few times, like in a few situations, like both preparing and in the feast beforehand, etc. But they mostly just kept to themselves the whole time. Mostly just sat in the corner, didn't really talk much.
So they weren't really talking to anyone, and they didn't seem to be there with anyone.
Right.
Is there a changing room or?
I mean, yeah, sure. There's like a little area where people can go and change. Yeah.
Hmm.
When he says, yeah, sure. I just
Yeah,
assume
I
that's
know.
also
All
dead.
right, that is
Yeah,
good.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever you want.
All right.
You guys make it up as you go.
It's DM code for there's not really anything for this, but sure, why not?
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, so I'm not sure how much we're gonna get out of this.
Maybe we can go find your bookie buddy.
Yeah, I do feel like Golfo would probably have at least something. I don't know how much the guards would tell us anything if they even knew anything. Plus they're on edge, so us coming up to him and talking to him just makes us look suspicious.
Okay. So before we go on, let's go ahead and take another short break. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Scratch that. We'll take a long break. So,
How long is
What
a
did you say?
long break?
you said it was what, 7 minutes? 8 minutes? 7 to 8 minutes. Yes,
78.
exactly.
minutes.
7 to
78
8.
minutes. Got it.
7 to 8.
728 minutes. That's
Yes,
so
exactly. 7-8. And we're back. So you were thinking about heading to the 999s to try and talk to Golfa. Is that right?
Yeah.
The
I don't know if I
being the
said it, but
gambling
I was gonna say we should probably talk to the princess tomorrow. Start a fresh day with her. We set up that prank.
Just for note keeping, did Thotark take all 2,000 gold? Are you holding on to that? Okay.
Oh, I mean, I could pass it out if y'all want me to.
I don't want my gold. I mean, I trust you with my gold, but
You know, my gold's going to the church, so
yeah,
Thotark's, Thotark's the party mom, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
I put the rolls in my purse.
I mean, Ponsonby would probably take their gold.
Yeah, I would pass it to you as soon as we walked out. I would have offered
All right.
to go ahead and split it up.
Cool. So Ponsonby now has 539 gold.
Yeah.
Yay.
Which probably just give to Aquafina the next time you see her.
Probably.
I have 3,585 gold.
Never seen so many D&D characters so opposed to having money for any length of time.
But 500 of that is for the
Bibi's.
Redeemer.
Mhm.
Earmarked for the Redeemer.
I would say, like, as we're walking around, I'm sure we'll pass by a Redeemer temple, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few in the city.
I would hand Bibi his 500 to drop off.
Ah, yes. To the Redeemer. And I just throw the 500, like, if it's like a bag, I just throw it at the door.
Chuck it. Like
Just chuck a
overhand.
bag of gold at the door.
Yes.
All right.
Ah,
It shinks very like satisfyingly on the ground.
None of us are rogues, so
Somebody comes out and gets it as we pass, like, right?
Yeah, so somebody like comes out and looks like they're looking for somebody who was knocking on the door. They're just kind of like looking around, like, and then they look down and see the bag and they like pick it up, open it, and like kind of look around again and then go back inside with the gold.
Cool.
slay. All right. Thank you, Thotark. All money should go, all tithe should go to the Redeemer, but, you know, even just a little bit matters and counts. So,
Yeah. Well, we have to survive too.
Of course.
who needs money when you have everlasting life?
Well, I'm kind of destroy life. So, well, naturally, of course.
There is a gift in that too somewhere. We just gotta find it. So, it seems that we are now on our way to the Colosseum.
You were already at the Coliseum. You were going to the 999s, which is
The
the gambling
999s.
house.
Yes, to talk to Gopher.
Sure. You're going to talk to Gopher.
Yes.
All right. Where's the 999s at
On
on the
Let me
map?
see what- It is.
We've never actually gone there.
You're right. You haven't actually gone there.
Well, not in game. I'm sure me and Sett would have gone there in the
All right.
past.
Great hall.
He actually moved us.
I
Mhm.
actually moved
There.
you and see
There's something
you can
going
see, like,
on.
behind, like right here. This right here is where the gambling house is.
Okay.
It's colorful.
Yeah. So you go on into the gambling house to talk to Golfa.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
What can I do for you?
Is that Golfa talking to us?
Yes, this is Golfa.
Okay,
talking.
so we made our way back to wherever his office is or whatever.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's pretty visible. Like, he's kind of like the face of the place.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's nice doing bets with you back at the Coliseum before everything went to hell. But I had some questions for you if you have the time.
Well, sure, I've got some time.
Oh, I know you had your people around and monitoring things and all. Is there anything that might have stood out to you before the whole king dying?
Yeah, I heard about
Being
that.
murdered, I guess would be the right word.
Yeah, I heard about that. I actually wasn't at the Coliseum. I was actually here managing the off Coliseum betting.
Okay.
Would
So what'd you
have-
hear? Did you hear
Well-
anything besides just what obviously happened?
Well, I mean, I obviously heard about the king. You couldn't avoid that news. I mean, it's on everybody's mind right now. But I mean, aside from that, I mean, I heard that they thought that the old queen was there, or some people said that she was fighting in the tournament, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, or at least something looked like her. Not 100% sure on that, but
Yeah, basically, she was a demon, and then she murdered the king for some reason that we don't know. But the dead queen was a demon,
Wow.
and then at the king's funeral, the supposedly dead son's glaive off of his statue went around murdering people too. So it's a lot of murdering. There's a lot of stuff going on. We're curious as to what you know about it, and if you have information, we have gold.
Well, I do like gold, but I'm afraid I don't really have much solid information on it. But I'll tell you this much: if somebody had come up offering odds on something as crazy as that happening, I'd have taken it in a heartbeat.
What about the
Oh.
odds against the Dark Knight?
Well, I mean, relative unknown. I mean, odds were probably a little bit longer than they should have been in retrospect.
That is my question for you, Mr. Gopher. Do you happen to keep a ledger on the bets that have been waged? Possibly we could garner information on who voted for this Raven Knight, if you will.
Of course,
And-
we're a respectable gambling house. I have all the logs.
Well, maybe if we could all look at those logs and see who voted, who bet on the Raven Knight, maybe we could use this as a way to keep an eye on those people, because maybe some of those people were cultists.
Well, I mean, you can take a look, but there weren't a whole lot of takers. I mean, there were at least a couple of crowd favorites in there, and most everybody usually bets for them.
But I mean, I assume that if you are going to wager a bet on a king who has never lost, or a random Raven Knight, your money would be on the king. So those people who voted for the Raven Knight, they may or may not have already gathered what was going to happen.
Look, let me tell you something. Obviously, you're not very well versed in gambling, but whenever you have a long shot or what seem like impossible odds, you're always going to have some takers. People that are looking for the easy money. Just get one right and they can get a small fortune.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Badger.
What badger? Go for
Golfa.
Golfa.
Yes, Mr. Raccoon. So my attempts, companions, was to see who voted for the Raven Knight, and maybe we could find a trail. But it seems that would be a false way of going about things.
No, I mean, I think it could possibly give us some information. You know, we might run into a few people. You know, we can just ask them why they voted for the Raven Knight, you know, and if they're like, oh, I'm really poor, so it was a few dollars for the chance of, or a few gold for the chance of 1,000,000 gold, and I took it, or we can find somebody suspicious. I feel like we're going to pick up this ledger and we're going to hear the Legend of Zelda noise when you open a chest. Dun, 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 dun. Right? Maybe it's a clue.
When you look at the actual ledger, it's a little closer to your first thought there. Like it doesn't really seem like any suspicious bets were placed. Like they're all pretty low. Like nobody just put a huge bet out on the long shot.
Are any of them rich? Or would we know if any, like, if they were all small bets, like looking to hopefully cash out, or was there just a major bet, or nothing really stands out?
You don't really recognize any of the names, and having at least some background in like nobility here, like you're pretty sure you would recognize the names of people that were pretty well to do.
Yeah, there's not.
So we definitely wouldn't see like Sign Monder's name in here.
No, definitely not.
God damn, somebody's up to something, and I just don't know where to look.
Yeah.
I mean, we know kind of where to look. The queen and the princess.
Right, but if
that's
we just
the
go,
only clues we have at this
if we
point.
go directly to them, like Thotark is correct. If we just go up in there, and like we don't have the same relationship as you, so it's going to, like, it would be awkward for us.
Well, so that's my idea of the prank, to get close to the princess. I don't know if it'll help with the queen, but I think that Bibi might have a good relationship, might have a good like standing with the queen once they got to know each other. But we do the prank, get in with the queen, and I could say, yeah, these are my friends that helped me out with the prank. I'd love you to meet them. I think you guys would get along famously.
And she knows us from performing at the performing for
the cooking competition.
Yeah.
Performing for her.
I mean, that's what she thought.
Well, Golfa, it seems we might have hit another dead end here. What we're looking for. Appreciate you letting us look through your logs, and I'm going to hand him 5 gold.
Oh, thank you. That's mighty kind of you. And if I find out anything, like if I hear anything, is there some place I could maybe send word to you?
Can we point him to that like weird feather house?
Yeah. I'll tell him the district and the house number.
When you ask that question as Mr. Gofa, can I roll insight? Because what if he's like, yeah, I'm gonna like send information, but the information's like a whole bunch of thugs with weapons.
That's what he calls his hit squad, information.
Yes, actually, I live.
Yeah. Jonathan living in Houston, thinking everybody's out to rob him.
Yes, honey.
So yes, you can roll an insight on it.
Let me see. Something. Okay, that is 21.
So you feel like
20.
he's being pretty earnest. Like he appreciates the free gold that didn't have any strings attached, and so he's kind of trying to give some like tit for tat. And he does seem like he's generally going to try and keep an ear out for anything that might be related to what you're looking into.
And he doesn't have any additional information that he's holding back.
It doesn't seem like he's holding anything back right now.
Okay.
And I would imagine I have a decent relationship with Golfa, like in the past, because I've definitely lost money and spent money in his establishments.
Yeah, I'd say he at least recognizes you from being in there. But yeah, you definitely feel like everything that he's been saying here has been completely honest.
Before we depart, Mr. Chinchilla, I have a question for you. It has come to my how is traffic in and out of your establishment?
Well, I mean, you've got some folk that come in and they'll make a couple of wagers and leave, just to kind of whet the appetite. But some folks, they'll be here all day, at least as long as their money lasts.
And do you notice that you have quite a few people coming in on certain days, like maybe a holy day?
Well, admittedly, holy days are a little bit lighter. I tend to not be open quite as long because it's just not very fruitful.
Have you ever thought about making this a place of worship for the Redeemer? I see that these are people here that love to indulge in their sin, and we could really make something good out of this. Have you heard of the Watchtower?
Well, see, the thing is, I kind of like them indulging in sin because that's what makes me money.
Tower. Did you say the Watchtower?
I did.
He did.
Okay. Well, if you ever decide to maybe expand your horizon, give me a call. I am Brevania's Rothschild. I am a close friend of this one over here, and I point to Thotark. And while we definitely have different paths in our lives, we do converge in the name of the Redeemer. I think that he has brought us all four of us here together, and I would love to impart his knowledge upon these these sinners.
Well, I'll keep that in mind, I guess.
Thank you. We are going to depart now, but
All right.
don't forget about this, Mr. Meerkat. Okay?
Yes, of course. Like I said, if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Thank you. So our next order of business, I guess we don't have anything else to do but wait till tomorrow to go talk to Princess Afina.
Are we waiting till tomorrow?
I thought that someone said it'd be better to start the day off fresh.
Oh no, I was just saying that because I mean, what we did, we traveled all over town, and spent a lot of time doing that. I imagine that would take up a lot of time.
I guess we could come up with a plan for the prank.
If we don't want to see the princess tonight, we could always stop by the Showfire or the Deep Warrens and ask Showfire the Vengeful if he's seen any cultists.
Who is Showfire the Vengeful?
That's the tavern early on when we met, and there were like a bunch of prisoners. It was like a prisoner-ran tavern. They're all like underground people.
Like they're like reformed outlaws, basically.
Yeah.
Is that where the
It's called.
is that where the
Deep
ghost
Warren.
was?
The Deep Warrens, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, like the like basement door that was like behind rubble.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got that spear. Ghost came out, scared Sett.
Yeah, this spear.
You're muted,
Stupid ghost.
Tisha.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, if we're not meeting the princess tonight, we could grab a drink there on the way back to our new house and see if any of the underground people have seen any cultists.
Well then,
Yeah.
let us do that. Yes.
We'll come up with a plan. Might have to be an improvised plan. Yeah, I guess we're walking right now, but improvised plan when we get in there, because I've never been in the palace. I don't know what's in there. Maybe we see a suit of armor. We do a little illusion with it. I don't know.
Ooh, ah. And that is how we get into
It's
the
a ghost.
princess's good favors. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then let
Playing
us
Franco.
go to the Deep Warrens, converse with the reformed outlaws, and then rest.
Okay. So you go out to the Deep Warrens.
Yep.
I'm worried that at the coronation we'll have a repeat of what happened at the funeral, at the mausoleum or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Shit's about to go down.
right, because here's the thing is that Princess Afina and the Queen were at the funeral and that glaive attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So are they just really shitty human beings and they're like, oh, well, he died? Or are they behind it? Because if they're behind it, then why were they at the funeral?
I mean, you gotta maintain appearances.
They almost died.
We can go ask at the Deep Warrens, see if they know anything.
Okay.
So y'all go into the Deep Warrens.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Steelfire's behind the bar when you get there, and he'll kind of wave at you like, "Oh, hey, how are y'all doing today?"
Christy,
Doing great, yeah. What he said.
So how have things been going for you? I know these are somewhat troubling times.
Yeah, we're wondering if you'd have any, if you've heard things, maybe information's passed through here that anything involving the king's death.
Yeah, information over the top of what we already know, which is the king got murdered by a demon that took the form of his dead ex-wife. That I guess I wouldn't. Are they called ex-wives when they die while you're still married? I don't know how that's what they're called.
Late wife?
Late wife. Thank you, Thotark. Okay, so the king was murdered by a demon that took the form of his late wife, and then there was a funeral, and then a glaive of his late son, supposedly late son, came out and sliced people in half with the glaive. You know, the glaive, that's the part that goes here. Why wouldn't you use a sword or something?
And I don't know if this is an actual thing or not, but I just want to clarify that a glaive is like a weapon. It's like
okay.
a
I thought the
pole-arm.
glaive was the part that goes here.
That's a bracer.
Yeah,
It's like
or
a
gauntlet or
Gauntlet.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm
yeah,
thinking of gauntlet. Okay,
Yeah,
so a
a
glaive
Pole
is
arm
what?
with a blade on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A glaive is a pole arm with a blade on it? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a
Um,
like a
kind of like
sword
a-
blade on a
Yeah,
pole
kind of
arm.
like a sword stuck on the end of a pole.
Okay, so yeah, okay, all right. It's like this part of your arm with a sword on it. It just went around slashing people. That's what I was saying, Thotark. Gosh, I wasn't saying it was your arm. Jeez, that's called a gauntlet, don't you know?
While Ponsonby is telling the story, I'm just reaching behind the bar and pouring myself a drink.
But and there's cultists that are summoning demons and stuff, and your bar is not great. I will say we didn't have a good experience here last time, right?
Oh.
Well,
We'll
I
take a
mean,
round of the cold bone drinks.
yes, which
Oh yeah.
by the way have
okay,
been
right.
very popular.
I forgot about that.
There we go.
This is the Yeah.
So yeah, so he'll go ahead and get you all a cold bone drink.
yeah. Take your time. Think about anything you know above what I just said, because we are
Well-
quite lost.
Oh, ask him about cultists. Cultists too. Ask him.
Yeah, there were cultists, and there was a stud farm, and also Grinder.
Yeah. Ask him about Grinder.
So all of that stuff about the tournament, that's really all anybody wants to talk about these days, it seems like. I mean, I can definitely understand why. It's probably the biggest things that's happened in town in, probably centuries. But I'm afraid that I haven't really heard much about the cultists.
Turn around at the rest of the tavern.
Has anyone here heard of cultists or seen any, like, culty people walking around?
Hey, Sett,
Yeah,
isn't it a thing that if the cultists talk about the cult, they die?
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, they're not cultists here. You guys aren't cultists, right? But did you see any?
Well, no, look around when you ask that question. Look at people, like, keeping their mouth closed.
Perception. Oh,
let's all roll perception.
18 perception.
Are there any cultists in this bar right now?
So while you can definitely see that there are some people that don't seem to be like really acknowledging like what you're saying.
Oof.
It kind of seems more like they're just absorbed in like their conversation and drinks, and less that they're like actively trying to like stay silent.
Yeah. Another dead end. But we got a good drink.
But you got a good drink.
Man. Thought this was a good one.
Well, it seems that the only thing we can do now is we can go ahead and devise a plan for tomorrow and see where that takes us.
Yeah, let's devise a prank so great that Afina will love it and welcome us in like family, like we're one of her. Surely it's got to be lonely being so cruel all alone, right?
Yeah. I mean, and everybody wants family. Like,
yeah,
they were the Fast and the Furious at an Olive Garden or something.
Oh, the Olive Garden, Ohana, Stitch, Fast and Furious,
Family,
Steve Harvey. So many family references. Everybody loves family.
This is the Olive Garden, and you hear your family.
Well, long rest.
All right. So before we get to planning, let's go ahead and take a short break, and you can maybe even start thinking up some ideas.
Okay.
All right.
And we're back.
Yeah.
So,
Does anybody have a plan?
Okay, so here's my plan. All right, so why Bibi do you graciously offer yourself up as Pranky?
I do, yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, for the Redeemer.
So the Redeemer.
So basically what we do is, you're obviously a Redeemer follower. Look at you. You know, everybody can see that. Why don't we, like, somewhere in front of the princess, like, we see you, and then all of a sudden a bright light. You can do that with, like, your image thing. I don't know, where you crush a lamb or something. And it's a bright light. What is it? What is it? What do you crush? What do you have to have for it? Isn't it a lamb?
No.
I think fleece?
It was a piece of fleece.
Oh my god,
that was
same thing. This is the same thing.
Piece of fleece, an entire lamb, whatever.
Fish has never had a haircut.
I haven't. Look how long this shit is.
Yeah, it just takes a bit of fleece, yeah. Just a little bit, not a whole lamb.
If my hair gets cut, I'm crushed completely. Anyway, so Bibi, you walk out, you see this bright light, and then remember that thing that Thotark did when we were in Lord Monder's office, where he made a visage of a person? So instead, he makes a visage of the Redeemer coming out and saying, and like trying to give you a hug or something, and you're rushing towards it like oh my god, I want to hug the Redeemer. And as soon as you get close enough, I summon an octopus and then suction right to your face, and it's an octopus, and then we all laugh at you, and then you're like, ha ha ha, you got me good. And the princess is there, and she'll be like, you guys are funny, because she likes that kind of terrible humor, right? That's devastating to you.
So you want me to fake a miracle happening in front of me?
Yes. You don't have to do anything except run towards the Redeemer, you know?
This sounds wildly sacrilegious.
It's not actually the Redeemer, so I feel like it's okay, right?
But
No,
you're
exactly.
asking me, and then you want someone to fake the visage of my revered god. And haha, it's an octopus.
I don't know what he looks like, so I mean, we'll see what comes out.
I love this idea. I cannot wait to be a part of this.
Man.
BB puts his hand like in, like for you all to put your hands into. It's like, I'm in.
Ponsonby puts her hand in immediately, yeah.
Yeah. Same.
On the count of 3, power friendship. 1, 2, 3, power friendship.
Power friendship.
friendship.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all have a plan.
This all happened at the bar?
Yeah.
Where all good
full-blown
plans come
drinks.
to fruition.
You get a few cold bone drinks in you and just kind of goes.
Before we leave, I'm going to stop by one of the tables and lean over and be like,
Thanks for nothing.
and just leave.
They look very confused as you're walking away.
Right. Long rest. Okay.
All right.
To the
Um,
palace.
So y'all are going ahead and going straight to the palace.
Yeah.
That's our only
Yeah,
plan.
yeah,
Like everything
yeah.
else is a dead end. Like that's our plan for the day.
Okay. All right. So y'all head to the palace. When you get to the gates, there are obviously guards posted there that are guarding the gate.
Oh shit, we didn't even think of how we're gonna get past the guards.
Ponsonby will
Okay.
be like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I have a cold bone delivery for my friend, Princess Afina. She's expecting me.
We're working for Side Monder. Like,
And
I'm
also
sure we
that.
could just get in. Literally employed by the captain of the guards.
Yeah, we got his gold to prove it. No, we
Well, actually, Lord Monder has actually informed us of your employment. So feel free, and he'll open the gate for you.
Perfect.
And the bone things. We've got bones. So
Do we have more bones?
I don't know.
Ponsonby
Hold
still
on.
has their
Just the
bone
one.
is cracked. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
cracked
cold.
bone.
Touch it if you want.
One of these days, you are going to have to go on like a frost method like hunt, so you can get
Oh,
some
yeah.
more cold bones.
Yeah, I know. This one is getting worn down a lot. Not as cold as
much-
it used to be.
All right. So y'all go in and you're able to get to the throne room where currently Princess Afina is, along with her mother.
Okay, so we're in the throne room. Ponsonby's gonna nudge Thotark to start the light at least.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast Major just so it's big enough and it actually forms like a solid redeemer, or what I'm.
Yeah, and Ponsonby's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Afina, look, it's a follower of the Redeemer, and they're gonna meet the Redeemer." And she winks really hard at Princess Afina.
So Afina will kind of look very puzzled at you, and she'll say, "Well, what's this all about?"
Ponsonby will look at her and be like,
Oh God.
like the worst blink ever.
Yeah,
You know-
and definitely Bibi falls directly to his knees. And he's like, "Oh, Holy Redeemer, it is I, your faithful and loyal follower and acolyte of the church." And I hold my hands out to be embraced by the Redeemer.
And Ponsonby looks at Afina and goes, "Ha ha ha, watch." And then she points her finger and summons an octopus.
And summons it right on BB's face.
Yes. As Bibi's like kneeled down, hands wide open, suctioned right to the face.
It's giving very much, "Oh, Holy Redeemer."
That's really funny.
You look stupid. Did you guys see the octopus land on his face?
Wow.
Everyone
Ponsonby,
look.
you really know how to do good pranks.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without my friends here. That's Sett and that's Thotark. And we pranked our good buddy, Bibi over here. Bibi, how do you feel after that prank? Oh, let me get this octopus off you. And Ponsonby unsummons the octopus.
And you see me look at Ponsonby, and I say, "Oh, you rascally rabbit! Oh my gosh, you got me!" I'll give you like finger pistols. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and that was the one that was pretending to be so rude to me.
Yeah, it was just a pretend. Yeah, they're a really good sport. We like to do pranks a lot, like you. Remember that time, like I sat with you while we did the pranks on the people in the tree?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. So I heard that you're going to be coronated soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I'm
Are
going
you
to be
so-
the new queen.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. I think that's awesome. You'll be a great queen. I am a little worried though after what happened at your father's funeral. You know, it seemed like somebody was out to get ya.
Well, I mean, I can't say that it was the most pleasant thing to go through, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I wasn't too worried.
Why not? That was kind of. I was scared.
Well, I mean, it was kind of fun seeing like it go and attack all those other people.
It didn't attack you. Oh, was it a prank that you did?
Oh, I wish. Wow, that would be a really good prank.
Who do you think did the prank though? With the whole like glaive, which is a stick with a sword on it.
I didn't even think it could be a prank. Wow, like that would be a great prank.
You have no idea who did that?
Well, whoever it was must have been a genius.
Just to reiterate here, you think it was hilarious that people brutally lost their lives on that day at your father's memorial.
Well, I mean, you gotta admit it's at least a little bit ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, you die at a funeral that's not yours.
Yeah. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little sad, but at the same time, I'm trying to like look at it from your point of view, and I get it, right? Because we're buddies.
Yeah, you get me.
Yeah, that's how friends are supposed to be. We look at each other's perspectives and understand things from each other's perspectives, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Do you think that the whole demon thing with your brother's mother was a prank, or do you think that was like just really fucked up?
I don't really know. I mean, I never really knew her, and I didn't really know my brother either. Well, half brother.
Yeah. I mean, still, that one was kind of messed up. But the prank at people dying at a funeral, you know, I can see the irony in that. So, is there any extra protection for your coronation because somebody pulled a prank at your father's funeral, or?
Well, all of the Knights of the Crown are going to be there.
Yeah, but the Knights of the Crown, the King's Guard, didn't didn't guard the king very well, so.
Well, yeah, but he was in, like, single combat. I mean, like, what were they going to do? Interrupt the fight? I mean...
I don't know, maybe vet the demon that entered the contest? That's what I would think the King's Guard would do.
Well, I mean, when somebody wants to go and fight, I mean, they go and fight.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't know. I'm just a little concerned as a friend, you know, because of what happened, that prank at your father's funeral. Hopefully they don't pull another prank at your coronation.
Princess Avina.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be queen.
Of course I want to be queen.
And what do you plan to do? I am so curious to know, only because as a faithful follower of the Redeemer, I will also be lending my time and efforts and energy to you as well. What do you plan to do when you become queen?
Well, I haven't really put too much thought into it yet. I mean, I'm sure a few things are going to have to change around here. I mean, I'm not my father after all. I'm definitely a different person, and I've got my own thoughts and feelings on stuff. So, I mean, I'm sure there will be some changes.
Would you mind elaborating on some of those changes, possibly?
Well, I don't know. I think we could probably use more fun in this city.
Fun like Octopus God, or fun like death at a memorial?
I mean, the Octopus God thing was really funny, and I would love to see more stuff like that.
While I'm talking to her, I'm glancing. She's right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does her face look like right now?
She actually looks pretty stoically stern. Like, if anything, she kind of is, like, glancing over at the princess a little bit with kind of a stern look on her face.
Resting Angela from The Office face.
Yeah, exactly.
I say, thank you, princess, my queen, and I kneel in front of her, and I say, I am so sorry for your loss. I know that it must be very emotionally taxing for you to have to go through a coronation so soon after the passing of your husband.
Well, it is simply the way of things. When one monarch passes away, then a new one must take their place. Otherwise, the realm would fall into chaos.
Is it passing away, or is it brutally murdered?
Well, regardless of the method that it happened by, it does not change the fact that he is expired.
And I just need to know, why would such a thing happen?
Well, I don't really know. I suppose that there could have been any number of people that may have wanted to see him dead.
Any number of people. Would you happen... I mean, your husband's dead. I'm sure that you have sent out guard or detectives or someone to look deeper into this issue, this thing. Especially since your very own daughter will be the queen. Who's to say that her life may not be in danger? What precautions are you taking?
Of course, we have been putting investigation into it, but nothing has been turned up as of yet. I mean, you saw as well as I did that the demon vanished, and I am afraid there was no trace left behind, really.
In times past in the kingdom, have there been people capable of summoning demons like that?
And unsummoning just as quick, right? I feel like summoning a demon is one thing, but like making them disappear?
So I don't think I could say that I know of people specifically to be able to do that. I do think that it would be possible. This is a fairly large city and a fairly large kingdom, and there are many, many people in it.
Okay, well, my queen, if I may be so blunt, word around town, especially in the local taverns, people are saying that your behavior, yours and your daughter's, excuse my words, but they say that your behavior lacks empathy. And I would love to have a statement from you so that I may correct our citizens of this town so that they understand that this loss meant a lot to you. When she answers this question, I want to do insight and just read how she's responding to this.
Okay.
I lean over to Thotark and say,
I thought we were supposed to be getting them on our side, not provoking them.
No, I got it. I got
I don't
this.
know. He might have saved it. I don't know. With that last bit.
So, while it is no secret that I have not shown much outward empathy towards the events that have transpired, it is part of a monarch's duty to be able to stay firm in the face of adversity. If I were to be an emotional mess at this point, where would that leave the city?
Right, it would. It could possibly lead the city into chaos. But is there no room for you to the issue is that you may be viewed not as the stoic, firm-handed leader, which you are indeed, but cold.
Well, be that as it may, I am, of course, stepping aside so that my daughter may be monarch.
Absolutely. Thank you. I await the coronation with much anticipation. I cannot fathom the emotional struggle you are going through right now, and I do hope that you find solace, if not in the Redeemer, then in your love for your child.
Yes, well, thank you for your graciousness. So, let's back up slightly to address the insight checks.
Yeah, I ran one too because I'm definitely like looking into that.
Okay,
I got
so Bibi doesn't really detect anything like under the surface. Like everything that she's been saying makes total sense, and all seems very logical and reasonable. For Thotark and Ponsonby, you can't really get anything specific from it, but you feel like there's something that is not being said here.
Okay, so Bibi hit a nerve and she had a slight give, but nothing telling.
Well, more like you feel like she is giving you like a rehearsed answer, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think that's maybe a little more accurate.
Cool.
What do you know about the late king's late wife?
Well, I know that she was gone before I came into the picture.
Yeah. I mean, but surely you had heard of her, because, I mean, she was the queen.
Oh, yes, of course I had heard of her, but I did not know her personally.
Did the queen die before the son was missing? Know his name.
Krasnar.
Krasnar. Did the queen die before Krasnar went missing? Did you know Krasnar?
The queen died after Krasnar went missing. It was. I mean, it's
we would
something
know
that
that.
everybody would know.
Oh, okay. Did you ever have any conversations with the king about Krasnar?
Well, he did not really like to talk about it. And so any conversation on the matter was curt at best.
Do you think they left each other on bad terms?
I am afraid I do not know.
Interesting. It's really weird that, from what I'm gleaning, that there's some cultists around that are summoning demons. Okay, we fought a demon. My buddy Bibi over here cut a whole demon's hand off with one throw of their axe. It was pretty an amazing spectacle to see, because they were trying to kill kids and stuff. It was wild. So there's in your kingdom, there are cults. Is there any reaction from the queen on that?
Well, you don't really notice any visible reaction.
Okay.
But she will say, well, this is a rather large kingdom, and as woeful as it may be, we are not able to really police everything in the kingdom at once. And so, regrettably, there are likely multiple cults in various places throughout the kingdom.
Sure. I mean, a cult that's oh, hey, let me put flowers all over my hair and run around and love everybody is one thing, but a cult that summons demons, maybe that's something that should be specifically policed. Just my perspective, especially since a cult that can summon demons and then all of a sudden there's a demon that kills your husband.
I will admit that does seem to be connected, but I am afraid that I do not have any information about any such cult.
Well, I mean, I can give you the information I have. I'm not no better than your Kingsguard, but I got some experience with them and fighting them.
Well, I will ask you to give it to my investigators then. I am not involved in the investigation myself, and I'm afraid that information would be lost on me.
That's fair enough. But love your daughter, my best friend. I'm sure I'm not her best friend because she's got probably so many friends. But, if you ever have any questions or anything, I'm here, and or concerns that you got, no judgment from me. I mean, you know your daughter, and I'm friends with her, so I'm not here judging nobody.
Yes, very well. Well, I will say that Alfina has seemed to taken a liking to you. And she kind of looks over at Alfina when she says that. And I would not begrudge her to have her own friendships, especially as she is soon to be queen.
Man, I'm trying to, they have nothing. This feels like another dead end.
Honestly, I guess we just gotta wait till the fuckery happens
until we find more cultists.
Yeah.
It's time to
Stake
fast
out the
forward to the coronation.
Well, this has been great, Princess and Queen. See you there.
Yeah, and if you want, Obviously we have a lot of information. If you want to hire us on as additional King's Guards or Princess Guards, soon to be Queen's Guards, we're here. We could be like, off the books, private, whatever, private protection.
I will take that into consideration.
Yeah, let me give you our address. Hey, Thotark, give her our address.
No.
I am giving her a fake address.
Yes. What?
In a completely different district.
Oh no!
Give them
That's
the deep
innocent
warrants.
people probably living there.
Give them the deep warrants.
I'm
They're
just
all
trying to
criminals.
give her some place to contact us. Like, hey,
We don't want that contact.
Give her the
She's gonna
tavern
send
we're
another-
staying at.
He's going to send another raven.
I'm not letting anybody else know that I gave her a fake address, and I'm just writing it down and giving it to her.
Oh, okay. Are we really like considering these two
How
as
could
like
we not consider them?
suspects? Because
Hesha.
they were at the funeral where they almost got chopped up.
Did they almost get chopped up, or did it probably attack everything else but them?
So do you think one of them has great magical powers? Maybe the queen does, but I don't think Afina has
We
great.
can have this. I think we need to have this conversation in character away from them.
Okay.
All right, well, hey, princess, queen, it's been real. So, beep, beep. Y'all have a good night. And we'll-
Okay, you'll be at my coronation, won't you?
absolutely, because we have to keep you safe. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll be there.
where would you like me to sit, Princess Afina? I'm so excited for it.
I mean, you can sit right up front, like front row. Like, I mean, obviously not up on stage, because I mean, it's really about me and
For sure. And I'm big and blue and stuff, and I don't want to take away from your shining moment.
Yeah, but I think blue is cool. Like I like that you're blue, but
Oh.
but it's just, I mean, it's kind of my day, and so it should really be about me.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just want to be. Like I said, I'm super nervous about the coronation because of what happened at your father's funeral. So I just want to be like in reach of like I can save you if something goes down.
she did say she was going to put us at the front.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, you can sit right up front, and so that way I can look at and I can see you.
Cool. I think my buddy here, Sett, he's not like super comfortable being up front. So maybe, do you have any seats in the back for him?
I mean, yeah, there's plenty of seats. I mean, lots of people are going to come and see me.
Awesome. Well, high five, and Ponsonby high fives. Or at least holds up a high five, expecting one back.
Afina will look very puzzledly at you, like she's not really sure what is going on.
It's a secret friendship handshake.
Oh, so what do I do?
Just hold your hand up, and then after our palms touch, you go back and you go boom, like a bomb went off. Ha ha.
Okay, and she'll hold her hand up.
Yeah. All right, and we do the boom.
Boom.
Thank you for that, Richard.
You're welcome.
Cool. Well, we'll see you at your coronation tomorrow. 2 days from now.
At this point, it would be the next day.
We'll see you at your coronation tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you there.
As we leave, I'm gonna stop in their little garden area because I'm sure. I mean, it's a royal palace, right? I'm sure they've got a garden with all sorts of stuff.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna grab couple handfuls of mint and a couple handfuls of flowers. I'm gonna put the flowers in my hair and be like,
Look, Ponsonby, I'm part of the cult of flowers in your hair.
Actually, that's a
That's
pretty
a
cool
good one.
cult name. Maybe we can start it. I'm always giving people instructions, all the time. It's not like I would get tired of that and turn us into the Lord Monder or anything.
And you've got great stories to tell. I think you'd be a great cult leader. I gotta stop by the market on the way back to our new house. I'm gonna get some groceries for dinner.
You're muted.
Oh, no, you're fine. Go ahead.
I'm so lost. I really feel like the princess and the queen are mindless. Maybe the queen isn't, but the princess I really feel like is a mindless NPC.
I still don't trust him.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really think the princess is like super into, pranks? And she would have totally claimed the prank of killing her fucking father. Like, look at what she talks about.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that would be a
And
really
she would
good
have
prank.
claimed the prank. She would have claimed the prank of the stick sword, murdering people at her father's funeral. She would have done it. She thought it was funny, and she
Oh, no,
didn't claim it.
I agree with you there. I still don't trust him.
I don't think that there's anything not to trust about Princess Afina. Besides, she really has no conscience.
Besides
Yeah,
being
she's
a
gonna
sociopath.
rule this entire kingdom with
Besides
that.
besides Lord Monder saying that she is cruel, besides the fact that she is wildly indifferent to her very much so blood father dying.
Well, don't you think that it was cruel for us to pretend like your redeemer was asking you for a hug, and then instead it was an octopus? That's cruel.
Is
That's the type of cruel I think that the princess is.
Well, she also thought it was hilarious that other people were dying.
right?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
thought it was ironic. I mean,
I
if
think
you
you're
look
trying to-
back at it.
did say funny too.
I think you're trying to make some false parallels here.
it's
in order to clear the princess's name, but she is very much so in this. She is very much so guilty of something. We just can't figure it out yet.
She's guilty of being cruel for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 10,000 spoons, but all you need is a knife or something like that.
And she's the knife.
And she's the knife, yeah.
And knives are deadly.
Do I think that she's deadly? I mean, she's dangerous.
And
for
what
sure.
happens whenever she becomes the ruling monarch of this kingdom?
We probably want to keep our voices down so people don't think we're trying to
Start a coup.
Yeah.
Firing against the queen to be.
Yeah.
That's fair, but what's the alternative? The heartless wife? We don't have an alternative. Who will succeed the king?
I think we just
besides
need to
the son
wait and
that
find
has
out.
the son that has suddenly disappeared and is presumed dead.
Well, then I guess we have to find out at the coronation tomorrow.
Where the princess will become the queen that you all think is super dangerous.
It's too
Well,
late
there's
now.
nothing we could do to stop it. but
We can't
yeah.
stop it.
Surely we could.
If they're summoning Raven Knights to kill strong-ass kings, follow me here, Ponsonby. If they're summoning Raven Knights to kill kings that don't lose in battle, do you think that we have the means to take care of them?
I'm still under the impression that the princess isn't part of summoning demon ex-late wives.
But we also don't know that 100% for sure. So it's best to err on the side of caution.
Okay.
I think, in the grand scheme of things, even if the princess is a little cruel, Ponsonby being her best friend will probably help point her in the right direction as a queen. Probably a good thing to have Ponsonby as her friend.
Yeah, I'm chaotic
Yeah.
neutral. Okay, I'm not evil.
Just
Yeah.
evil adjacent.
I also made a roll to look for cultists while I was on the way, but I rolled so poorly that I'm not even going to tell you what I got. I just didn't see any. I'm just on my way to the market to buy my groceries, listening to these three argue.
Rolled a 2.
Well, let us prepare ourselves for the coronation tomorrow.
All right. And
Ponsonby rolls a 27 for like looking out for cultists because Ponsonby and myself, I really think that we need to find more cultists or some type of leader of the cult to get anywhere with this, because I feel like it was
There's
a
no
dead
one-
end.
The whole thing was a dead end.
I
man.
feel like we just have to wait until
Well,
and see what happens.
yeah. The only thing we gained is all of our friendships with the princess.
so
Yeah.
with the perception checks, I mean, looking around, you don't really see anybody that seems to fit the bill of like any cultists or anything that really seems like very cult-like behavior. Like, it kind of seems like if there are any cultists around, they're probably staying out of sight and just out of the public.
Fair enough.
All right.
So, so with that, I think we'll go ahead and call the session here. We'll pick up next session with the coronation. And so let's go ahead and take a short break. And then when we come back, we can do Q&A and all of our wrap-up stuff.
All right.
And we're back.
Hey.
Hey.
So, I guess let's go ahead and start with just maybe some general discussion about your thoughts and feelings about what's going on in the campaign.
Hey, before we do that, because I know we're about to get all brainstormy.
Mhm.
I'm about to give in.
I assume we're waking up tomorrow and then starting the coronation. So tonight, before everything goes down, Sett is going to take the mint that he stole from the royal palace and the meat that he bought from the market and make mint meat, because he heard that
Mint meat.
Mint meat.
Gotcha.
pies. So
Some mint meat pies.
yeah,
Who's eating
he's,
that?
he's wandering around.
Incidentally,
Minced
like
meat.
mint and lamb would probably make an awesome pie.
Yeah.
You're the
That
one that
sounds-
sold me the meat, so if it was lamb, then
Sure, we'll call it lamb because, like, for real though, like mint and lamb go together very well.
That sounds really gross.
I say this as there's like two people that's probably just disgusting the hell out
yeah, absolutely do
Yeah.
not. Awful. Anyway, okay, back to the serious stuff.
Okay.
It's not serious.
Are you serving the mint meat for dinner or something?
Yeah. Oh yeah, at our house, our new house. It's like we're breaking the house in. You know, we're all unpacking our stuff,
meat.
getting our bedrooms.
Did we check for traps?
of. Oh, you didn't check for traps?
Like we didn't check for traps.
We
don't know if there
had
are people in there.
investigated that entire house.
Yeah, we
last
did
time
investigate
we were there.
the house, yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
house, and there was
Yeah, I
nothing.
would say when y'all went back after being conned, like y'all did a pretty thorough check on the house.
We were pretty pissed.
Yeah, I tied the door closed because there's no door handle in it anymore.
Put a little bell in case somebody opens the door.
All right. So, thoughts, feelings, theories, opinions.
I guess I don't know. It blows my mind, Tisha, that you still think that the Queen and Princess Afina are out of this. Like they're
Complacent.
yeah. Can you elaborate on that?
So from my perspective, Princess Afina has probably an intelligence and a wisdom that is pretty low based off of the what was it? Some sort of like quiz puzzle thing that we
what happened
did
during the
where
King
the
Games?
people fell from the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that, I mean, that's pretty low wisdom, low intelligence, and she enjoys that type of humor. I would say that I don't think that she would have been capable of planning a glaive, a fucking stick sword. And I still keep thinking glaive is the gauntlet. But the stick sword glaive attacking a bunch of people at her own father's funeral. I don't think that she has the capacity for that type of prank. Prank,
Okay.
I say.
Not that
I think
not that she might have the capacity for it, but you don't think it's weird that she's showing no empathy.
Oh no, I absolutely do. I think she's a psychopath or whatever.
I don't think anybody's questioning that.
No.
I totally think she's a psychopath, but she would be the pawn. She wouldn't be even a freaking knight, you know? Like, she is a pawn in this. She is so low. She doesn't know what she wants to do as queen. She has nothing. She's very vapant, you know?
Yeah, and I think
That's how I'm looking at her.
Yeah, and I think Thotark doesn't not trust her because he thinks that she's behind it. He doesn't trust her because of her royalty, really.
And then what about the queen?
The queen is more thoughtful. The queen could be behind it.
The rehearsed responses.
I don't know. I feel
But
like
at the same
I feel like the queen is. I feel like the queen couldn't control the king, but it feels like she can control Aquafina, and so she's like more okay with this because she's the one who's going to be in power. So I don't think necessarily maybe she's evil. I mean, Sett thinks they're all evil. Sett thinks they're
Right.
the friggin' worst, and if cultists kill them, he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm only caring because I'm getting paid to care. But me, I think that the queen is like, you know, yes, it was tragic, but I'm royalty. I married this man to become a queen. Like I don't. They probably didn't love each other, and now she can control the kingdom by managing Fina.
Right.
Do
But
we
is she
also
behind the
tie-
demons? Probably
Do we
not. I don't
also
think so.
tie together the fact that what the queen said was rehearsed? So she didn't say the wrong thing, so she didn't die because she's part of the cult. Not a leader of the cult, just a part of the cult.
That's possible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is possible.
that is
But
possible.
also-
Because
Kings and queens probably have people helping them like navigate what they should and shouldn't say.
Mhm.
I mean,
right.
They're
So then that
royal
points back to
figures.
Sign Mondar.
right.
Sign Monder. But we've already said we trust Sign Monder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Right.
Okay.
It's everything is up
So-
in the air to me.
I trust him
think-
enough.
I think that one of the things that I took away from it was she specifically said that she is not taking the crown. She's her daughter, like she is giving it to her daughter, which means to me like she had the opportunity to do it. Like it,
Mhm.
but I guess if you look at it optics, if you look at the optics of the situation, her lack of empathy, and then her taking the crown would look like she was goading for it. So then she's giving it to her daughter to kind of get the fire off her back or something.
Right.
And then her daughter is stupid, so like she can still rule. That child, I don't know.
Guess we'll find
Yeah.
out next session.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
Uh,
ask questions.
Actually, one thing really quick that I just want to say, and this is something I mentioned to Tisha during one of the breaks, but I think it's so amusing to me anyway. The very first thing, like within the campaign proper, that happens to you is getting conned, and I feel like that has just set this incredible tone of just making you all incredibly paranoid and like suspicious of literally everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sett's not suspicious of like the shady characters, right?
And I don't think any individual one of you are suspicious of literally everyone, but collectively, I think
Yeah.
everybody is suspicious to you
Yeah.
as a group.
like we're going into this very suspicious because we have absolutely no lead at all. And I do feel like this session was very important on building up that tension.
Mhm.
So
How can you not be suspicious of the daughter of the king when you say she looks at her father being murdered? Ponsonby's like, yeah, your dad's dead. And she's like, yeah, and I get to be queen now. Excuse me.
She's not the sharpest crayon in the box.
Okay, but that doesn't require intelligence to feel sorrow for your father dying. I mean,
no,
like puppies.
like we've established she's definitely evil and well, or a psychopath, like Tisha said. But,
yeah, you're right. Okay.
But is she like the mastermind? Probably not. That's what
We will find out
Is she?
at the coronation.
I guess so. Yeah.
Hopefully. Or else the coronation, nothing's gonna fucking happen, and we've all
Maybe I just have this weird soft spot for Princess Afina. I don't know why.
Because she's horrid looking.
And you think I relate?
I didn't say all that.
Wow.
Now.
Okay.
Maybe those were your words.
Oh man. Okay, so like I guess as far as questions go, like I guess the main question that has been asked is why it took us so long to get back here. So I mean, there have been various different reasons why we've not been able to meet for a while. It's just kind of one of those situations where like it wasn't like one person consistently. It was like something came up for different ones of us, like for quite a while.
Yeah, sometimes multiple people.
Sometimes multiple. Sometimes
Different
only one
reasons.
person. But
Right.
No
Like,
internet.
raise your hand
illness.
if you're sick right now.
I got something. I'm injured right now.
Allergies mostly. It's not really sick.
That's
well, I mean, kidding or no, like I mean, it's we're open about it. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll be here if we can, and you know, if we can't, we just can't.
Right.
We'd like to be regular, but
Yeah.
We would love
Yeah.
to be
Trying.
regular, but sometimes it's a little difficult.
Literally dripping snot from my face.
So hot.
You know, high fashion.
Yeah.
I do think on our next downtime episode, we spend like an hour just fighting a group of ice methods.
just
collecting
to
Just to
get the
just
bones.
stock up on some cold
Yeah.
bones. Like I don't even know how yet, but I can't help but feel like a cold bone is going to end up saving the campaign.
It's gotta.
I don't know how, but I'm sure it will happen.
I hope so.
Not Mastermind Ponsonby. She already saw into the future. Love it.
She knew she'd need that cold bone.
Hello. She's like, I fucking told all of you. I told all of you that we were gonna do this cold
It's called bone. It's awesome.
bone. All right.
All right. Well, any other questions?
I think Expats Art said, I wonder if there's like a Lazarus from Diablo 1 like character like pulling the strings. That's where I'm leaning. There's somebody that is pulling the strings and I just don't know who it is.
Yeah.
I
but
don't-
we might not have met him yet. Like,
Yeah, not a metal.
Yeah.
like we just learned about Krasmar this
Maybe it's that
Krasnar.
maybe it's the dude we found in the barrel.
son of a bitch. Could have stabbed him.
Well, we would have known about Krasnar at least, like just that was general knowledge.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we as players didn't know
Yeah.
that person existed to think that they might be a big bad. So, I
Yeah.
mean, who knows?
You know
it
what?
could be Side Monder's horse that we saved. It could be that
Right,
could be
from
like
the stud
Mhm.
farm.
Yeah.
That could be.
Question for you, DM.
Mhm.
If we were all there during the Great Glaving at the memorial,
The Great Glaving, yes.
would we have been able to pick up on anything after it had all happened? Like maybe someone or something pulling the string?
There's not really anything that really you would have picked up on that wasn't mentioned.
We're supposed to be in the dark
you
until the
you
ceremony.
didn't really miss out on anything by everybody not going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So shit's just for real, like just happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we've
Like,
gathered we're not missing things, right? We're gathering the information we
Yeah.
needed.
I don't think there's really any big thing that you've missed so far.
Yeah. Like, we're finding out why the guards and Sign Monder haven't found anything, because there's literally nothing to find.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
whoever these cultists are hiding it very well.
Right,
And also
because if
that
they
if they
talk,
get-
they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to keep a secret when you die if you let it out.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Cool. Cool.
All right. Well, I guess we go into our wrap up.
Yeah.
So, let's see. First of all, I would like to thank Elderbrain for producing this wonderful campaign that we've been having so much fun with so far. There is still plenty more campaign to come, so we're not in risk of running out of material anytime soon. But you can visit them on their website at elderbrain.com. They have other campaigns that they've been writing that are actually a part of the same world. Like really, as they continue to create more campaigns, it's really kind of building and filling in more details about this one world that they have created, which is pretty cool. For us, we are Creative Typo. You can find all of our information at creativetypo.com with links to all kinds of shows that we produce. We have a few that are D&D, some that are like dramas, like actual scripted dramas, and always trying to kind of come up with the next new great thing that we can do. So just definitely go check us out. Maybe even join us in Discord. Big thank you to Tisha and Jonathan for joining us from Roll Gay Roleplay. If you'd like to go ahead and give your plug.
Yeah, check out rollgayroleplay.com. Find our Discord. We're on social medias. Except we haven't joined Threads yet. We need to talk about that.
Yeah. You're right.
All right. Big thank you to Mead, who is our executive producer from Patreon. He definitely helps make all of this possible, which really big thank you to him. Thank you to Sarah, who is our actual producer and herds us like the cats that we are.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
And right now, let's see. We decided the next session would be
The 26th.
the 26th. So 2 weeks from today, barring anything catastrophic. But as things are right now, we are planning on getting a few good sessions in pretty quickly here. So I think that is all we have for right now. Yes, maybe?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining in, or if you're watching later on YouTube. And I guess we'll hopefully see you next time.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Bye.